So the first thing here is that I do see some communication coming through from another person, and I do feel that somebody is coming through either to provide some type of like organization in your life. And we have the Page of Swords as well as the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, I'm reading this as your energy and what you're bringing to the table, as well as the Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. Now, what I feel first of all is there is an air sign in your environment, and this is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. This could be, an air sign or somebody that is helping you, like giving you some type of formal legal advice, or it could be somebody that is helping you put things into perspective. Okay, so they can also like bring you a little bit more of a grounded, a more mental energy, so that you can sort things out, so that you can troubleshoot, so that you can also compartmentalize, and rather than I guess like letting your fears, your anxieties, and the mental restless energy overwhelm your life. I feel like this person is basically telling you to pull that energy down, and once again, focus on things that you can change, and let things that are outside of your control, leave them on the back burner for now, or at least, not try to manage everything that's going on in your life, because I do feel that you are going to feel a little bit overwhelmed and emotionally destabilized as a result. What I'm also sensing as well is this is going to be a very, very emotional time for you. With the Queen of Cups here, this is somebody that is very nurturing, very loving. I do feel a lot of you are trying to reach out to another person, not necessarily an air sign. A lot of you are trying to reach out to a person in your environment. You're trying to offer them love, forgiveness, support. I feel as well that your advances or your outreach is not appreciated by this person at this time. They are trying to handle their own problems. They are trying to sort out their own feelings as well. And as a result of it, whatever you are trying to do for them, whatever you're trying to, show them or to reach out to them about, I don't feel they are completely receptive. So once again, when dealing with another person, if they're not in that frame of mind or in that mental space or emotional space to receive you, it is really important for you to just accept that, okay, I've tried my best. I have already done everything that I could on my end. So it is up to them now to, the ball's in their court. When they are ready, they will reach out to me. And if they're not ready, if they're not ever going to be ready, I'm okay with that. And I know that it's hard to live and let other people be, because I feel like a lot of you are potentially offering, like I'm sensing peace offering. I'm sensing like forgiveness. I'm sensing just reaching out to another person and, trying to have a conversation with them, trying to reconcile with them, or trying to like trying to just normalize a significant relationship in your life. And this can be any type of family, love, former love relationship as well. But I do feel that your efforts are not being received well at this present time. So I do feel that as a result of it, you want to just really focus on things you can change, okay? Like I said, I feel like it is going to be an emotional month for you, mainly because, your card is coming out from the very get-go. So which would indicate to me that for a lot of you, you might have some communication as well coming in from another water sign. And in the past, there might have been problems. In the past, there might have been problems with this person in terms of, I see like balance in the relationship, give and take. Compromise. A huge part of it has to do with compromise and two people being on very, very different wavelengths, and two people prioritizing very different things. So as a result of it, there is some blockages when it comes to reaching out to another person, okay? Now, in terms of your external energy, we do have the Lovers as well as the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a fire sign. This is a Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. A lot of you are reaching some type of a crossroads with this person. And this is one of those major turning points in this interpersonal relationship with this fire sign. This fire sign is, I feel that, usually fire signs are very like dynamic. They're go-getter. This person is taking a step back from you. I do feel they are assessing a situation. They're getting like the lay of the land before they will invest. They're trying to see what you are planning to do. If this is a brand new person in your life, I do feel that it comes out most as a romantic partner. Um, I feel as well there have been a lot of challenges in getting this relationship to smooth itself out. There has been a lot of challenges to get this relationship off the ground as well. We do have the Lovers card, and the Lovers card deals with two people that are like complements to each other, two very, very different, the yin and the yang energy, feminine, masculine, as well as polar opposites as well coming together. And the one thing that brings it together is I definitely feel a lot of sexual chemistry, a lot of physical attraction, as well as a lot of like it sort almost seems to me like polar opposites attract. Now you are a water sign and this person is a fire sign, so already it tells me you're polar opposites. I definitely feel a lot of interference happening, possibly from this person's environment as well, that is preventing the situation from coming together. If this is somebody that you've been dealing with for quite some time, I do feel a geographical, a physical separation, as well as an emotional rift that is coming through, and that is a major source of contention as well. I do feel some worries and anxiety on your end regarding this person's whereabouts. I don't know if they have recently escaped, or I'm getting the word escape. If they have recently removed themselves from the picture, or if they have recently left the home. There's some element about, if this is somebody you've been dealing with for quite some time, especially in any type of an interpersonal relationship, this is something that is has created a lot of worries, a lot of anxieties, and a big burden on your heart. So I do feel some separation if that's the case, okay? If it's a new person, I do feel some difficulties in getting the relationship off the ground. If this is somebody that has recently emerged in your life within the past few months, and you're having more of a physical connection than anything else, I do feel that this is the month in which you can decide whether or not this is worth the relationship. It's worth the trouble, because I do feel this is a good person. I do feel they are very grounded, they are very generous, and they are a very, very loving person. But I do feel that it is based on purely on a chemical, on a physical attraction level, which doesn't bode well for longevity, okay? So keep that in mind. Depending on where you fall in the spectrum, whether or not this is somebody you have been dealing with, I do feel that you might have a child with this person. And I do feel as well there are some major, major crossroads regarding this relationship. I feel some type of a geographical distance or a physical distance between the two of you. In terms of your finances, we do have here the Ten of Pentacles as well as the Seven of Swords. So this is not going to apply to everybody, but the first message that I'm getting here is there is some type of either financial instability that is coming through for this month regarding your financial situation, okay? A lot of you might be considering, and it's funny because this card, this Ten of Pentacles, has been coming out for a lot of signs since last month. And it deals with a family unit. It deals with generational wealth. It deals with like money and finances that are gained through, like a family unit, okay? There are definitely some imbalances within the family structure, family dynamics. So, for example, if you are in a married relationship, I feel that there's some discord regarding how one partner or both partners are spending money. There is a major rift regarding some disputes about finances. Usually when the Seven of Swords come out, I would say this is like the sneaky energy. Somebody is being very cunning, swirling money away, or they are trying to get away with some type of financial transaction that would benefit them but would hurt the other party. So this energy can flow both ways, but I do feel there is definitely some type of a sneaky discourse, excuse me, regarding financial earnings, regarding who owns what, and things like that. So this is happening within your family environment. The overall message that I'm getting for others of you who are not dealing with this sneaky energy is that I feel almost as if the family unit itself, um, within the family unit itself, I feel that somebody is taking shelter away from this sneaky energy. Okay, so if you have been wronged in the past, I feel that you are returning to your family unit to get away from the troubles that other people are bringing into your life. Okay, you're turning to your family for support system, for emotional support or physical support or even financial support. Somebody in your midst as well is also turning away from you in order to retreat back to their family for emotional, financial, and physical support. So I definitely feel that the family dynamics, somebody is like withdrawing to get away from an external environment that was not conducive for their emotional well-being. This is a good month for you to get back to your roots. This is a good month for you to surround yourself with family members, and especially if you trust them, if you need support from them, this is a good month for you to retreat, okay? On the other hand, I do feel as well, for a small minority, there might be some type of a situation where someone in your midst, this could be you or it could be someone in your midst, in which the family unit has turned their back on that person, okay? So that's what I'm seeing overwhelmingly with this energy here. We have a lot of family cards that are falling out as well. We do have the Hierophant next with the Ace of Wands. And both of these cards together are very, very good cards. The Hierophant indicates some type of institutional setting. The Ace of Wands indicates new projects. For those of you who are working with like a bigger corporation, a bigger company, there are many, many new projects in the works for you, and you're going to be able to pick and choose what you want to do and where you want to focus your energy. So the work environment looks very good. And also, I forgot to say that for a lot of you, in terms of financial procurement, your finances looks stable to me. It does look stable. However, I do feel there is some type of a negotiation where you are going to have to outshine other people in order to land projects, okay? So in order to do, as the result of doing that, you are going to be able to land new projects. If you're working for more of a bigger company rather than a mom and pop shop or like a contractor, if you're linked up with some type of bigger institution, this could be education, this could be in government sectors as well. There's new projects, there's new insights and energies coming through for you. On the other hand, what I do feel is the Hierophant, once again, also indicates family institutions, okay? So this is like marriage institutions, family institution, some type of a cohesion coming through where there might be people being added to the family unit, added to the marriage. So that means it could also indicate, you know, proposals and things like that, adding somebody into your household environment, okay? Via children, via spouses, via adoptions as well. So that's what I'm sensing here. I do feel for a lot of you, I'm getting an element of sacrifice when it comes to the family unit, making, you know, concessions and making long-term sacrifices in order to keep the family together, in order to stabilize either the work environment or the home environment. You are really going to have to pick and choose your battle for this month, okay? And don't, scatter your energy on things that you cannot change. Whenever the Hierophant or the Emperor shows up in a reading, it usually indicates to me some type of divine intervention and some type of divine blockages. I was sensing some blockages when it comes to your efforts. So you really want to pick and choose your battles and not, I guess, waste your energy by focusing on things that you cannot change, okay? So in terms of your advice cards, let me just turn these over. We do have the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords, once again, is basically the end of an era, the end of a chapter in your life. I do feel that for a lot of you, you are going to have to rewrite new chapters. You are going to have to start over. And I do feel for those of you who have not been above board with all the things that you are doing in terms of finances, in terms of some type of family situation, I do feel that karma is catching up. All right. And obviously, I hope that is a very, very small minority of you. But I definitely feel that this is the end of an era. Things are going to have to right themselves, and you are going to have to encounter a new phase when it comes to some type of divine intervention coming into your life because you were headed the wrong way. For others of you who are not dealing with this, I do feel some type of a breakdown within the family unit. I do feel some type of a communication blockage coming through from another person. And I feel it is really important for you to just admit to yourself that this situation is not going to change now or in the future. So you are going to have to leave it behind. For a lot of you, there is, what I'm seeing is, a lot of water and fire that came out very early on in the spread, and communication between you, which is the water, and also communication within another person, which is the fire energy. You're dealing with somebody who is potentially very, very upset. I feel that from your end, you're very worried, and from their end, they're very upset. So when that happens, it indicates to me that, communication is just not going to work out. And I feel that it is really important for you to come to the point where you are accepting the fact that this situation, it might not change in the future. Okay. So it is the end of major communication, discord within, you, between that interpersonal relationship. And as much as you want to bridge the gap and the rift, I don't feel that it's possible for you, and especially not for this month. Okay. And I do feel that this has been an ongoing issue, and it does emotionally destabilize you. It has emotionally destabilized you in the past, and as well for this month. So it is really important for us to admit, I guess, almost like admitting defeat. I don't want to say defeat, mainly because, a lot of the times these things are just outside of our control, and we have to, accept the fact that it is out of our control and there's nothing we can do about it. Okay. Pisces, it's really, really important for you to just pick your battles and, don't waste your energy. Don't invest your energy in situations that don't have a happy outcome. And I feel like on an intuitive level, you know what those relationships are. You know who they are, the people are that are involved. And it's best for you to just let it go, let it out, leave it out of your life. Okay. If you are able to do that, we have some very good information coming through as well. We have the World card. We have the Wheel of Fortune as well as the World card. So for a lot of you, once you are able to let this thing end, you have a lot of new energies that are coming in right on the heels of that. So the Wheel of Fortune indicates your luck turning around. So if you've been on the bottom of the wheel where you were dealing with a lot of hitting your head against a brick wall, pushing a boulder up a hill, where things you are hoping to implement has been stalled, delayed, and things like that, this is the month in which you're going to start to gain traction. However, if within the past few months and years, you have been on top of the world, where you were coasting and you were not in a situation where, you were, I guess, like, accountable for your actions, then I do feel that it's going to take a turn for the worse. So you want to do some auto correction when it comes to the beginning of this month to try to mitigate the effects, okay? It's really important to reflect back on our lives because the Wheel of Fortune does indicate actions and consequences. And the universe always has a way to balance out the karmic scale. So you want to be careful about that, okay? The Wheel of Fortune coming up as the advice also indicates some type of a portal opening up for the past to catch up with us. This can be good or it can be bad. I don't want that sentence or that to come out with a negative connotation. But like, if you've done good deeds in the past, then I feel that you are going to get new opportunities, okay? But on the other hand, just because we have the Seven of Swords and also the Ten of Swords, it indicates to me that as well, if there were situations that you were not above board about in the past, these things are all coming in and slamming you at once. So it just depends on where on the wheel of life you are. And I do hope that if it's, something coming back up from the past, it's not going to, I do hope that it is a major lesson that you can learn from and at least move forward. In terms of opportunities coming through for you, I do feel a lot of travel that is coming through. This can be mandatory travel or just leisure travel. I do feel for a lot of you, you are taking a little bit of a mental health type of a situation to remove yourself from something that is a little bit problematic, and you're traveling for leisure. Others of you, there is some type of restriction within your movement. So like mobility, I feel being limited, and I'm getting this very, very clear message for a very small minority of you, okay? I see house arrest. I see some type of legal issue coming through that might restrict your movement. But I do feel that this is a long-standing legal issue. This is not something that, all of a sudden it pops up this month and you're going to experience that. I do feel that it has been, within the past month or past year, where it might restrict your movement. But for others of you, the energy is very, very positive. It indicates ending one cycle, starting a new one. There is, geographical, like relocation and things like that coming through. I do feel a lot of movement happening with you from the beginning. I see you shuffling back and forth. I see you taking care of one, overcoming restrictions in order for you to be able to branch out, in order for you to enhance or increase your mobility and your movement.